Full Went here. Why should anyone watch this blog? Why bother? Just another noisemaker in the many noisemakers that are scattered across the internet and videos and blogs and all that kind of stuff. Well, how about we try it this way? I'm smarter than a lot of other people. Someone might say, well, yeah, if so, how come you're not rich? Well, there's different kinds of ways to be smart. Some are less ambitious in a materialistic sense. They're interested in the truth. So, why would you pay attention to someone who thinks they're smarter than you are? Shouldn't. It's not really that I think I'm smarter than anyone. It's just that you could say politics and social life is a hobby of mine. And I'm going to be 69 in a few days, and it's been a hobby of mine all of my life. And sometimes people who have interests, they get good at it. Well, am I good at politics? Well, I've run for president 3 times and nobody's ever heard of me, so you could say that I'm not good at being a politician. So what is politics if it isn't about being a politician? Well, there's different kinds of smart. There's clever, intellectual smart. There's wise smart. And of course, again, there's that question. Why would anybody give a fuck? Well, can't blame them. Suppose that your child was ill and it had some kind of heart disease, and your regular doctor said, well, yes, I can see that there's a heart disease here, but I want you to go to a specialist because there are certain kinds of problems that are better understood by someone who's a specialist. Now, what about the specialist? Is he smarter than you are? Well, of course he is. But he's not smarter than you are in that he's better than you are. He's smarter than you are about something. He's smarter than you are about heart disease. So if I say that I'm smarter than most people about how public life actually works, people can say, huh? Or they can say, well, that's sort of an intriguing idea. How would we know that? How would we know that this guy putting his videos up, calling it the Second American Revolution and all this other crap, is actually smarter than I am in a way that makes any sense for me to pay attention to what he has to say? That's a good question. You should ask that question. Now, I'm not saying I'm smarter than you are because I'm better than you are. I'm saying it because I've been more interested in politics for longer than most of the people watching this have been alive. And I have a talent. Now, I didn't make the talent. The talent was given to me as a gift. So, am I smart about politics? Am I wise about politics? Well, if you're willing to ask that question in an open-minded way, as if there might actually be some people in the world whose interest and avocation and the thoroughness with which they approach and ask questions about a particular subject matter makes them a little bit better at it than other people, then maybe these video blogs can mean something to you. You could think about it this way. You could think, well, politics is sure screwed up, and I wish it was better, and I have lots of ideas about how it would be better. But maybe, just maybe, I don't know everything I could know about it. Is there someone out there who might know some better stuff? Something more worthwhile? Something useful? Something more practical? Something more something? Well, that's what's going to be in these blogs. And it's a question of delivering. I either deliver it or I don't. I either deliver it right from the beginning or I don't. So, politics, better politics. Politics better than the politics we got. Well, I've done some previous blogs. I'm not going to get rid of those. Those were kind of wanderings and musings as I was sort of gearing up to try to do this. This is my hobby, public life. It's something one can study. And one of the aspects of it that you study is you study yourself and you study other human beings. Because the fact is that public life is about a certain aspect of human conduct. It's about something human beings do. And they do it together. The U.S. Constitution doesn't say, I the people. It says, we the people. The founders of this country knew that politics, that public life, was a cooperative art. And of course, if you look at Washington today, you can see that it's about as uncooperative as possible. Now, how did it get that way? What is it about human nature that makes people who get involved in public life so divisive? How come they can't make it work? Why did Katrina happen? Why did 9/11 happen? Those are legitimate questions, and they're questions that ought to be asked by anybody who wants to actually think about the future. Because that's what this is about. This isn't about me, and it isn't about you. It's about us and our future. It's about our children's children's children. That's what gets us when we think about the global warming thing. We worry about the future of the world. If we're parents, we worry about what kind of life our children are going to have. Our children, as they grow up, are worrying about their future. They look at us and they go, eek, what a mess you're leaving us. All of which is true in a way. But if you do what I've done with my talent, which is to think about politics and public life and social existence, and think some more about it, and think some more about it, and read stuff, and investigate stuff, and think some more about it, I want to suggest to you that it's possible that I might know some things that are useful to you. In the same way that when you go to a specialist in heart surgery, he says some useful things to you. Now, he's not really telling you what to think. He's only really telling you what he thinks. And he might know something that you might want to know.